Good
Hello.
evening. Uh-oh.
What? What?
What's up?
Uh-oh.
Nick's page is not um, working out very well.
My paranormal force page?
No, the Things of Illinois page.
Well, that's odd. Hey, here, hold on. Let me check right now on my.
Well, I just terminated the stream for it.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't not sure why it would be acting that way.
Yeah, well, these things happen.
Yep.
Okay, I am still sharing this out.
Yeah. So am I. You say we could hear the theme song in the background.
Yeah, that was on my phone. I didn't mean to, but I ended up turning my volume up. So oh boy. So this has been quite a week for several of us.
Yep.
And here we go with Nick being in this red crap.
It's Valentine's month, so we'll get used to it.
Well, not only that too, as I always have to bring up every year for those who are Seinfeld fans. Oh, the red. Yeah, it's the chicken roaster sign. It's right outside our window.
Oh my gosh.
If anyone asks if the windows can I close the shades, they are shut. I've actually gotten people who've asked me such things like that involving that episode. They're always like, "How's life on the red planet?"
No, I'm thinking of this is that we are looking at you through rose tinted glasses,
Yeah, yeah.
I
and
can.
you know what that means, don't you?
Aren't those red glasses?
Well, yeah, but there's another meaning behind it.
I wouldn't know what that other meaning would be then.
Have you ever heard the saying, looking at the world with rose colored glasses?
I guess I haven't, to be honest with you guys.
It means you see everything as good
Oh,
because everything's really shit.
I was about to say, well, that sounds more like a good thing, but now you're saying like it's a bad
You
thing.
refuse to see the bad is what it is.
Rose colored lies. But I will say this. I am so glad Nick finally put something up on that wall so that I'm no longer thinking I've got some dirt on my screen.
Oh, wait, are you talking about like the heart that I added, or
Yeah, because remember when you took whatever that was off for Christmas, you got that hole in the wall. I kept reaching over trying to scratch whatever was on my screen. It turned out it was you.
yeah, that was the boat. That was the bow tie I had, and then when I took it down, there was old pieces of it still stuck to the wall. But yeah, I got a heart obviously replacing it.
Yeah.
That and if it makes you feel better, Jeremy, it's gonna be like this for the next 3 months because I got different decorations that I have in store to fill up that space on that wall.
Why don't you just put something up there permanently? Put a picture up.
Well, I mean, I kind of do have a picture up over here to the right.
I'm not worried about that one. I'm worried about the one that makes it look like that my monitor is dirty.
We might just have to just paint it over, honestly.
Well, you could do that too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'd put up there to, you know, what it exactly.
Go out there and find some decorative thing. You've seen all the stuff that I've got on my
Yeah.
walls.
Well, come to think of it now, I did have a poster that I got a few days ago. I wasn't trying to get it at this size. I was trying to get a regular size, but not a bad idea. I mean, maybe I could put use into that.
Yeah.
Tom, how's your back doing?
Yeah, how you doing, Tom?
Did he have surgery?
No,
No,
he,
it's
he
not.
got a shot in his spine.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Sounds like the same thing that my dad had.
yeah. So, yeah, he and I spoke on it. Let's see what Tom. Oh, Pickle Tom. Let's see what he says here. Is Nick flashing it, or are we talking about his heart? Hard on the- Gotta love Tom.
Tom, I was already getting a headache before the show started.
So here we go. Nick, what do you guys hear the echo?
No.
I
I don't
think
hear
I did for a second.
Here, I'll mute my mic.
Ugh. No, it's mine because I could hear my own reverb. Okay. So anyway,
Is
do
that
you
what
know
you wanted to ask me? The echo?
no. Do you know the history, Mr. History Buff, of the heart?
Yes.
You do?
In a way, yes. I mean, depending on what we're talking about.
Her,
Let's
her history and your history are not the same. Let's put it that way.
let's hear the history of the heart and why it's shaped that way.
And by the way, this is not the only heart I have up. I got a couple of them scattered all over the walls here in the basement. Well, I was hoping she would say something. Now I see she muted herself.
How do we put this delicately?
Nick knows his heart on. Stop.
Well,
Well,
Stop
the,
doing
the
it.
heart is definitely where you would put it. That's for sure.
on the wall.
Um,
There's two theories. One is that it's a woman's behind.
Okay.
The other theory, well, I mean, they're both actually correct, but the other one is I don't remember the history about how it come to be, but a woman would give a box and have it between her boobs.
A
And
box?
a
What?
box. I think it was like the slave women that would come bring something to a man, and the box was like pointed, and it go between here. So shape of boobs, shape of butt, whichever way you want to put it.
It doesn't sound to me, it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense at all.
Okay, turn around, and look at that heart. Turn around, look at that heart. Now cover the bottom part. Do you see an ass?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you see boobs?
Yeah, you know what? I just realized you told me about that last year.
I think so.
Something tells me now each time February shows up and I have the Valentine's Day decorations up, you're going to be reminding me every single year.
Uh-huh. If you don't remember it, I will.
I was going to say, I remember last year.
Yeah. So yes, that's exactly what's. The cell phone is talking, and I can't get it to
I was
stop.
wondering, like, too, who the hell was talking in the background?
Dad turned on some kind of setting, and I can't get it to stop talking, and it will not log in. And
just turn your volume down.
I wish I could. It says enter your passcode.
That's
Oh,
weird.
It's. I mean, look how old the iPhone is.
that's Zach's dad's phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was actually it was saying something about entering the passcode, but the way the automatic voice was, it was hard to listen
Oh, I
to.
can imagine.
It was like enter the passcode, like in that way, and holy cow, Zach and I were just staring at each other like, what the hell is this? And he left it there. Why didn't he take it upstairs?
No, I brought it down because he couldn't get it to charge. And we didn't know if it was the phone or if it was the cord. It was a cord because I charged it on Zach's iPad charger. And
Okay.
now it's charged, and now guess who gets to deal with it?
Tom, I'm just going to say what he just said to me before for my crap layer of beer said, but what, Tom, I am not surprised. How could I be forewarned when I've already put up with all your drunkenness. Hey, stay drunk and thirsty, my friends.
Well, okay.
No, he drinks a lot, and it's always a lot of fun, especially when him, me, Kate, Don, and now Robert, are playing Minecraft.
I cannot drink and play a game. That makes me dizzy as hell.
Yeah, Tom's kind of more of the expert on that.
I can't do it. Half the time, if I get drunk enough, I can't even watch TV. I'm like, I'm done. Nope, I'm done. But when you're trying to lose weight, you don't get to do all that kind of fun stuff.
No, you can't. That's why I never touched a drop.
No, that ain't why. That ain't why.
Well, there was also a couple other reasons too.
Yeah, Tom,
Yeah, I do not drink a lot, but when I do drink, and I do have quite a few.
Me too.
That's why I'm always saying. I always come up. I get some of them if you guys remember those Dos Equis commercials with the most interesting man in the world. I've always been dubbing Tom as the new most interesting man in the world. Not this Tom. Tom Nally, Pickle Tom.
Nah, that's we can only enjoy life while we have it.
Hey, that's why they always end it saying, stay thirsty, my friends.
When did he get bougie?
Tom?
No.
Okay, so somebody has reared her ugly head again.
Who this time?
Conjure House.
I was about to say, I was literally about to say, why do I get this thing? I was going to say,
Really
why do I get the singing feeling we're going to be talking about who I think we're going to talk about?
So, does anybody know her personal page?
No.
I believe so.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to find it. Supposedly, she has made a post, and this time she has started naming names. Well, not necessarily names, but in a roundabout way, identifying certain people because somebody that I know here in Indiana, her name is Brittany. What is her? Beckett, Brittany Beckett. She is part of Riverside, Indiana. Her mother is Riverside, Iowa, and supposedly Jennifer Nunez has identified them for something.
Jacqueline Nunez.
That is her name.
Yeah, it's Jacqueline. She has 2 pages. A day ago, she posted, "Tisk tisk, some of you paranormal people who have arrived in my neighborhood today in Boston to what? Confront me? Intimidate neighbors? I was told that the Boston PD has chased out a few of you already. Thank you, Boston PD. If you arrive to harass me and my neighbors, it points to one likely scenario. You've been torturing me. Other people, including in my neighborhood, I informed of." She makes no damn sense.
It
Why
doesn't. I
else
was
would
going to
you
say.
be here? Innocent people who have done nothing wrong to do such things. They do not show up strutting around a neighborhood with their German shepherds or other dogs on leash. Why do they do that? Because they don't know they did not do anything. So many damn double negatives, I couldn't tell you what the hell she's saying.
Yeah.
I've been tortured by paranormal investigators. They are criminals. I have experienced this through your Proton AI software or whatever else it may be for over a year now. You've often told me who you were. I often heard underlying male voices from the female voices you almost exclusively used for your settings. I also recognize particular ways of speaking. These criminal paranormal terrorists are running the paranormal community. There are many, many good and moral people who have been investigators with their teams for years. I have met several of them from around the country. You have heard all of them. You've heard the locations you staged some of your torture and hate videos from. I'm tagging places and people that I want to believe are good people. So she likes Wilson Castle, Haunted Shanley Hotel, New England Paranormal Society, USS Salem Paranormal Experience, Monique Tusoon, Boston Police Department, Massachusetts State Police, and Massachusetts Police Association. So she's only talking about the people that she thinks are okay.
She's been making a lot of posts.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. See, I don't follow her.
I don't follow
I
her.
don't either.
No, I don't think. I was gonna say. I guess any of us don't.
Well, here's how much I think of her. I was searching for her as Jennifer Nunez. I didn't realize I had the wrong first name. That's how much I think of her.
Here, this
So
lady definitely has 25 cats, 4 dogs,
yes,
and 3 dead parrots.
yeah.
What?
So one of her posts, one of her things from that she's posting is mind control machine, control a rat with your mind, interspecies
God.
telepathy, rat movie. Oh, here we go. Maybe she's naming names here. She says she's a whistleblower.
I caught that one.
Oh boy.
Oh. So I'm going to tell you, I see this pattern. I have seen this pattern with one other person. This other person used to be sane. And this other person is the reason that Jan and I took our trip. Okay. This person, the last I saw, thought that the president of, or the dictator of some other state was her father. She was writing letters to him, pleading him to help. It went this far. So I have seen this sort of mental illness before, and I'm telling you, it doesn't turn out good. It really does not. It turns out in an insane asylum
I was gonna say,
if we're lucky.
to me, that I was literally about to say, to me, that when I hear something like that, usually that doesn't go well at all. It usually ends really, really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at her profile. I've only got 2 mutual friends with her.
What's her name again?
Jacqueline Nunez.
Jacqueline Nunez. I just want to see, just out of curiosity, like what after you searched it, Jeremy. Hang on.
I only have 2 friends with her too.
Nunez. How do you spell her last name?
Nunez.
Okay, that's what I figured. Just wanted to be sure. Oh wow, there's a quite.
There's
quite a
2.
couple.
It's the top 2 that pop up.
Yeah, there's 2. Is there one that I went to the first one? Looks like she was in Greece or something. Is that her?
Let me look at that.
No, her profile picture has got a Ouija board behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, hang on. Let me try this.
We're in trouble now, folks.
What?
The Todd has returned.
The Todd. The Todd is here. Where the hell's Eileen when we need her?
Good Lord.
I know this is the night that, and she even said she was trying to make it tonight.
Eileen, you don't know what you're missing. The Todd has returned.
So yeah, she's making her rounds again.
Yeah.
That's okay. That is quite all right. Oh, that second one. Let me see. That second one cannot be her.
Yeah, I can't find a picture of her with the Ouija board in it.
Okay. JACQ.
Okay. Oh, wait a second. You're right. Okay, JA. Okay, I put down JAQ. Okay.
Yeah.
JACQ. Okay.
John, have you and Leanne been?
Ueline.
Yes.
Okay, let's try this again. Oh, okay, here we go. Yep, here she is. Yeah, for me, she's only got 3 mutual friends. Well, one of them I'm not surprised, Carl Johnson.
Yeah, that's who I got.
Yeah, great to see you, Todd. Great to see you, Todd. Wait, so Tom's like, okay, wait, so this is open mic night. Should that random people should have a way to crash the party?
No, that's not what we mean by open mic night. Is basically it's just a free for all for whatever we want to talk about.
And sure, you're welcome to crash the party.
Oh well, especially the amount of beers he's putting in him.
That's all right.
Let's see here.
He'll have a few less if he comes to the party.
Unfortunately, on YouTube, there are many hate speech and hate crime inciting videos about me
That's
as
awesome, Todd.
Hey, Mimi.
the owner of the Conjuring House. Too many for any person to have to deal with. Hence, lawsuits to ensue against certain people.
Hell yes.
Oh boy.
All of the other immoral, hateful, and lying white males,
Uh-huh.
among other entities committing different crimes. These white males are criminal scumbags. Wait until the lawsuits list all of the crimes they had committed against me.
Oh,
Guys, Bridget's here in the chat. I
I
haven't seen
hope
her on the show in a long time.
I hope you
Well-
spend all your money there, sweetheart. And
Was it a
the
corn
lawyers will
party?
gladly take it.
Was it a corn party?
No, we scared Nick away with the corn.
No, I still got the corn within me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you lose a lot of friends? Who's fighting? Oh, okay. Let me back up. Thank goodness I don't know anything about this. Apparently I'm out of that mess and I'm okay with that. But who the hell is fighting? I'm just glad it ain't me. I don't have the energy for that right now.
Yeah, there's another big thing going on about another network that is just
Oh, yes. I did see that. And like a big girl, I scrolled past.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just
I'm
real
assuming
ugly.
it's probably a network we all know, isn't it?
It is, but I just, okay, goodbye. And
Tom,
I had
and
already
also-
said my piece about it, and I didn't need to say no more.
Tom, by the way, just wanted to throw this out quick, Adrian. Tom does have a point when it comes to beers. He says more beers, means more fun. Tom.
Oh, yeah, me too, up to a point. But I have been grounded from drinking very much vodka. I was grounded 3 years ago. Apparently, I get a little mean.
Tom's like corn party, so that it's on Corn Hub.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, Bridget!
Her really took a
You know what?
bad.
Now, I think I said something to her when I remember she wrote a post about that. I think I said something to her, just to offer my condolences to her. So it's been
I
it's been
didn't
kind of a
see
rough-
that. Oh my goodness!
it's been kind of pretty sad time for her. Which my heart goes out for her, obviously, but she says that she wants to get back to her para folks, which it's great to have, but you always have her support, Bridget.
We're here. You can talk, and I tell everybody this, and the people that take me up on it either regret it because I'd keep talking. But anyway, I tell everybody this: if you need to talk, text me, inbox me. We can talk about bullshit, or we can talk about what's going on. I'm great at fixing everybody else's problems, just not mine.
Yeah, she said, I think I did. So, yeah, my absolute pleasure, Bridget. Tom has too many beers and Tom just disappears.
Yeah, and Tom speaks in third person just like the Rock does.
Did you say something,
Yes.
Mimi? Did you say something to somebody, or did Facebook do it?
Hey, we're glad to have you here too, Bridget.
There's been a lot of people who have said that they lost a lot of friends, and it wasn't either one of theirs doing that somehow.
Yeah, it's got to be something either.
I guess I should look because I never pay attention.
Ed,
I don't look at numbers. I could care less. Hey, Ed, how you feeling?
and it's not only just.
I should pay attention to my camera. I didn't realize how low of an angle it was facing
It
earlier.
looked normal to me, so
It
that's
is
why I didn't
now.
say anything.
Yeah, but it was facing much lower at a different angle.
You know, one other thing I wanted to point out too, and I think it's actually it's kind of similar to what we're talking about, but I think it should be addressed, rather quickly. Is that in addition for people who are losing, like for because I haven't had that issue for some reason. I know others have that they've lost a lot of their Facebook friends. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know it's not exactly the same thing once I tell you guys, but since late like November up to now, there's also been a lot of investigators recently that have passed away. Like a lot of them. Like I don't know if you guys have seen, but like within the past couple weeks, I mean, it's been like a nightmare practically. I get a lot of them usually is again like health issues or whatever, but I mean, this is far more than we normally would see.
Oh my gosh, happy birthday, Ed.
Oh, happy
Are,
birthday, Ed.
are you getting as old as me? Are you getting up there?
There's only one death that I can recall.
Oh, there's been
There's
quite a
been
few. But the thing is, like I nobody like their profiles don't go into nobody's got their password, and so their profiles don't go into there's a status you can put them in now where they're
yes.
dead, but
Yeah, it's like a
that's so
remembering.
morbid. But I told Zach, I said, if that ever happens, put it in that status, and then you have access to it, so that when somebody decides to comment or do something, you can see it.
Yeah, they have some. Yeah, they have something called like remembering so and so or whatever. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, and it's not only just the fact that a lot of these investigators are passing away. You guys all know too well too. Whenever we have a certain investigator passing away, I always whether or not I've any of us have ever met them or not, I'm still going to write a little tribute for them,
Part of
and
the
I always end it
community.
the same. I always, as you guys know, I always end it the same way, and I usually use the same song for it. Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters." But the one thing that recently
Huh.
I've been feeling a little guilty about, however, is because there have been so many investigators that have been passing away that when I eventually make my tribute post for that investigator who passed, next, 2, 3 days later, another investigator passed away. And, because it's sometimes, I think for me, it takes its toll. And I just can't
It
bring
does. It does because it hits home. And some of these people are not old. Some of these people were not sick. And it doesn't matter. We're part of a community, whether we knew them or not. It still hits home. It makes no difference. Bridget, message me.
Hey, Nikki.
There is actually a page for that I belong to, and it's actually really beautiful. Message me, and I will get you in touch with that page. I
Hey,
I personally love those pictures, and it's nothing morbid. It's nothing crazy. I would do that, which I've been forbidden to do. If that ever happens first,
I'll be right back.
okay. I have been forbidden to do that, so I can't. But fade to black.
Oh, I leave this crap.
There is actually a country song that my daughter has been told to play.
What?
Oh,
Tom?
excuse me. What, Tom?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, wait a second. Oh, wait.
Explain, Lucy. Explain.
Yeah, you definitely you're gonna have to because well, it was probably before that because
No,
I was gonna say I was talking to him on the phone and he never said anything about that. Maybe it was before whenever it was last week.
I don't care when it was. Explain. You have no. You're part of our family, and you can't be going nowhere.
Yeah.
So you better be explaining. Explain, Lucy. Um.
Well, while we're waiting for him to respond, but you guys get the idea of what I mean is that, it takes its toll after a while. And because so many have passed away, it's like, I try to come up with new ideas and tributes whenever an investigator passes away. But when they happen so close to each other,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it makes it very, very difficult. But
Okay.
the, the other
No.
thing, the other thing too is that I do at times sometimes feel bad that
Yeah.
I didn't write a music post for that person.
No, Bridget. That's not the page. I didn't know about that one, but it's called. Let me find it. Um. Ah, you got to be careful when you type that in.
How come?
There's actually a paranormal post-mortem group.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that page actually.
Uh, no, the group is actually it's called The Beauty of Postmortem, and you better be dude.
Yeah, like I just saw it. I was gonna say something until you
I'm gonna
after
hurt
you
you.
were on.
I'm gonna hurt you. Yeah, it's
Me?
actually really it's a certain kind of person that has to be in there. It's yeah. Anyway, Scott, hi.
Yeah, it's good to see you,
Um,
Scott.
Ed, what I was saying, there's a country song that talks about entering the gates on four wheels and hide the beer and hide the clear from the man upstairs until I get there. Yep, that's gonna be me.
Well, like I said, you get the idea though. Like I said, even what regardless of whatever song that I choose for, again, let me see what he said. Leave, I want fades of black. Take a shot for me. Smile. Tell the crazy things you remember of me.
Hey, you better be serious because I damn sure will. Um, Zach, if he goes before me, we're all to wear Hawaiian shirts and throw a party. There's not going to be a funeral. It's going to be a party. Same with me. Throw me in the ocean. My ashes, put them in the ocean. This, there's nothing we can do about when someone's gone. So let's
Yeah,
celebrate what they did do.
it's just like I said. The one thing like I said, what I do feel guilty is when I don't honor that investigator when I may have just done that with somebody else. So the only thing else, the least also I can do, even if I can't keep up with all these investigators that have passed away, is that as you guys have seen plenty of times, I have what I kind of call my personal paranormal memorial of investigators who have passed, and I put their name
Yeah.
onto it. So that's the least I could do to remember them. But either way, you still can't help but feel bad that you hadn't wrote some kind of tribute to that investigator who passed away when you may have just done that with someone else just a day or a couple days prior.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think at the end of the year, and it's almost touchy to do because we don't know everyone and we
Right.
don't hear of everyone. But, it's almost okay. I got you, Ed. But so if I go before you, so we need to play that country song, okay? On the show. And everybody's going to drink, including Nick.
I never objected to it.
Oh, I know.
Did you see that video from a few weeks ago where I took a shot?
I did not.
I'll,
How's that shot feel there, Nick?
I'll have to send it to you.
Does it taste nasty?
No, it was actually
Really?
even I had a hard time describing it because it had a flavor in it. And get this, it was one of a number of shots. We were at this bar that I actually really loved it a lot because it was kind of like a bar like that had like nostalgia nostalgic stuff around. But because this was still during the holiday Christmas season, they actually had Nightmare Before Christmas themed drinks shots. And so I got one of the shots, and I got the mystery flavor one. So
Okay, so that would not technically be a shot.
it was still strong. I know that.
A shot is straight. And it tastes like shit.
Oh, this one actually tasted pretty good.
Now the fifth, sixth one, it starts tasting okay. Okay.
Kicked out of the spirits that were here the day he
Oh,
passed.
I bet.
House should have been 68 degrees, but most stat said 59. It felt like a literal sea of people waiting for
I
Jim.
bet.
Wow. Jim was cremated. We had no funeral or wake. He wants a summer memorial, so that's what she's going to do. Okay.
Oh, hello. Tongue in your mouth. Tongue in that mouth. Tongue in that
Well, hey,
mouth.
hey, Antone.
I'm not kidding. I don't care how much you paw me. Tongue in that mouth. I love you too. Tongue has to stay in the mouth.
Was he panning or something?
No. I said tongue in that mouth.
Just like how he's looking at the camera.
No, she knows what she's doing, right?
I don't know if you saw it, Adrian. Jeremy will have to be back in a few minutes. He has to take an important phone call.
Hey, Anton, how you doing, honey? Maybe what were you saying okay to?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Bumble rum, yes.
What is that? Yeah, no wet kisses for me. That tongue has got to go. I'm ready to cut it out of her mouth because
I was going to say, how on earth is she going to eat?
I don't care. I'll cut it down to where it can only swallow, down the throat. Nothing comes out.
That's dark.
Well, shit, you get licked enough. Oh, here we go. Come on.
He's trying to French kiss her. Oh, and there we go. Here's Ghost.
Okay, I'm back.
He knows
Good.
that tongue stays in the mouth.
You know what? I just want to say a quick shout out because I know Nikki was. I don't know if she's still watching, but Nikki, I hope you guys are doing okay over there. If you guys didn't hear, Western Australia, they were having their own wildfires going on over there too.
Oh, wow.
And I spoke to Nikki on the phone on Tuesday night, and she said the fires were starting to get really close to her area, like probably about. She said, correct if you're still watching it, correct me if I'm wrong. I think she said at that point they were about 5 to 6, maybe 10 miles away from her house.
That's not very far.
No, and they were put on a red alert. So they literally when I was calling her on the phone, she was packing things up. All she was waiting for was her daughter to come back home, and then they were going to get the hell, they were going to get the hell out of there immediately. In
I
fact,
didn't see that. Nikki, you
not
all
only
right?
that- yeah, I hope. Sorry,
If
what was
she's
that?
not still on here, message her and ask.
Yeah,
Make sure.
she did send an update a few hours later that it was downgraded. I think because in Australia when it comes to like such disasters, they use like kind of like color alerts. So like
Yeah,
at the time they were under a red alert. I think they said it was downgraded to an orange. I think I'm not
That's
sure.
still not good.
It's still not good, but and that's the other thing too. When I was on the phone with her, she even demonstrated this to me. I could actually hear helicopters going over her
Yeah,
house.
hell no. I'd be gone. No.
Well, and it's not just. It wasn't only just helicopters, like from the nearby areas, from the firefighters. Among a number of those were also American firefighters too. So the United States American firefighters were also assisting with this,
That's awesome.
which is ironic because like when we've been hearing a lot about these fires, it's also been happening in California. Ironically, Australia's government had said that they would offer their firefighters to help in California. So it seems like we're kind of trading everyone to fight these fires.
No, that's decent people
It is. It
that
really is.
act like decent people.
Yeah.
And like I've said before, I understand why these lines make different states because they can govern differently. I get it, but those lines don't make somebody else less human. They don't make it makes no sense to me. But I do know we got there was pictures of our Greeley Fire Department over in California, which they were let in because we have emissions testing here. There's other states that don't have emissions testing. They weren't allowed in. That's some bullshit. They're trying to come help you. They drove that far.
Yeah.
No, you can kiss my ass, and I would just come home.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I know Australia is also comprised of states too, so I'm not really sure exactly how they do it, like in their states, but I'm sure it's probably a lot more flexible in this case. But I thought it was interesting that both sides wanted to help each other.
It
But
is. That's great.
it's fantastic. It really is. And you know, when I remember hearing about that Australia wanted to help out with the California fires, I saw it as a way as Australia returned the favor after we helped them fight the fires back in 2019 when they were all over the entire country. So
Wildfires are. I don't know what's worse,
well,
the fires or the floods.
well, the hardest part, the worst part about this, and Nikki actually wanted me to say this to because she was on Fear Fans with us on Tuesday night. She had to leave early because of that reason, but she wanted me to tell everyone how the fires were started. Unfortunately, it was started by some idiots that didn't know what they were doing, you know, by starting a fire, and that's what caused this wildfire to spread. So I know it's pretty much summertime right now in Australia, so I know the heat has kind of played a role. But
Yeah.
for the most part, this was a fire that was pretty much man-made.
In California, it was on either last night's news or Tuesday night's news. The people in California actually had to make a citizen's arrest because
Yes.
one person caught somebody trying to set something on fire at the edge of a
Oh.
neighborhood.
I was just getting ready to say
Oh
that.
my
There was
God.
a video of them throwing him down,
Yeah,
and
I didn't hear about this.
they kept him down. There was actually a video. It was on the side of a mountain type thing,
yeah.
and they kept him down. And the cops come running up to him, and the guy went like this that had him down.
Yep.
You know, letting him know, hey, it's not me. And they arrested him or handcuffed him immediately.
Because
Oh my
there was video on the car of the guy that he was just driving by and he noticed somebody doing something suspicious, and the back camera showed this guy actually trying to light a fire. They found two lighters on him. I forget what else they found on him, but
Which that in itself is not evidence because when I smoked, I had 2 lighters on me all the time in case one went out.
true, but a little suspicious.
Especially if you're not even, you know, lighting it up to light a cigarette.
And well, you know, if he had a pack of cigarettes,
Yeah, but if he was using it for some other purpose, that would definitely raise some suspicion.
well, I learned at not a very young age, but you know, when you throw cigarettes out the window, you expect they go on the road and they stay there. No, they do not.
No, I don't.
But I threw, when I was in New Mexico, I threw one out the window. We were hauling a load of hay.
Oh no.
Guess where it went?
It went into the hay. I think I know I think I know where this is going.
And we were hauling a semi-length load of hay.
Oh my god.
And yeah, so I had 2 boys with me and my husband at the time. And we had half-empty bottles of Dr. Pepper,
Oh jeez.
a lot of wind in New Mexico. And so we had empty bottles of Dr. Pepper and the boys pissing on it. We did get it out. Only lost one bale of hay.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I was expecting you were gonna say it turned into like a giant fireball.
My first thought would have been disconnect the trailer, let it burn.
Yeah,
But
the only thing you could
luckily,
really do.
apparently they had to piss, so we were good.
Yeah, that was a serious close call.
It really was, and I never did that again.
Lesson learned.
But now I understand, how those fires are starting
Yep.
by accident. But in California, there are signs all over the place that say do not,
Do not start fires.
do not throw your shit out.
No.
Don't throw cigarettes out the window. And in California, I never did, ever.
I was gonna say, I think California was really one of those states, and it was not only just for fire, like just for cigarettes. I mean, they really, I heard, are pretty strict, like to any type of littering or anything. Like
They
you
are. They
see all those signs, like in certain towns, like either like we got them here too in Illinois. Like it might say like "Keep Illinois Clean" or something like that.
Yeah.
And now that a lot of years have passed, and I've kind of gotten more education about it, I think to myself, there's a much more obvious reason than just keeping a certain area clean. It's not just because you don't want to pollute it. It could also mean a serious environmental risk, and fires are no exception.
Oh, Antone, country boy? All right. So, yes, it was square bales. It was the bigger square bales. It was the 6 twine. And they were 2 higher than the actual dually. It could have been so bad. So bad.
That just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I have a picture where I have my cowboy hat on and Daisy Duke shorts, and yes, I was much thinner back then.
I,
And I had my arm around both boys and my husband behind me, and I was goofing off, and it was like 10 minutes after that. I was like, I look at that picture and go, holy shit.
I would have. I can't believe I'm about to say this. As bad as that would have been. Let's be honest, though. If you guys happen to be near like a rest area or something, that definitely would, or a camp area, that definitely would have made a good bonfire.
It would have been, yes. Except we were in New Mexico where the wind blows 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's nothing around to burn. It's desert. But
Yeah, it's like complete flat land over there.
it was straight highway, nothing around. And it was the oil field road to Texas, to Odessa. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, that would just be that would have been very bad.
It's, yeah. And that wasn't our hay. We were hauling it for someone. So that would have been even worse because I can't imagine how much money that was.
Yeah.
And when we had, when I had my horses in Kentucky, we had to buy round bales for our horses, and we only had 3. And that was hard to keep up with by itself in the wintertime because grass in Kentucky grows beautiful.
Oh,
And
it
they
does.
can eat
Yep.
all day long. And Kentucky people, I'm telling you, you want to talk about redneck? They are redneck because this people I was around, when you go to let's see, what's wording you would understand. Neuter a horse. You don't take it to the vet. You catch the horse, put it in a horse trailer, slit it, pull it, cut it. You're done.
Wow.
Let it go back out and let it walk it off. Walk it off. And if you don't let it walk it off, that's bad. But the swelling gets pretty bad. But yeah, I'm talking backwoods. I wouldn't do that. My horse will go to the vet. But, it's the kind of people that there was this stud that nobody would get around because he was mean. He wasn't mean. People just treated him like a stud. He was just a baby. He was a sweet
Right.
baby. And I would sit there and pet him. And after they cut him, they said, "You're going to get on him?" And I'm talking, he's freshly cut within 2 days. And this is the best time to get on them because they're not going to buck because their ball sack's split open. They're not going to cut. They're not going to buck. They're not going to.
How long is it
grow.
supposed to recover?
Oh, it grows back. They recover.
Yeah, but how long?
About 6 weeks.
And they tell
But
you to get on him 2 days later?
because I'm the only one that could handle him.
Wow.
So I was like, all right. I get on his back. No reins. Of course, no saddle. Just a lead rope. Nothing. They ended up taking him to the sale barn, and that little shit. I don't know where he went. Probably the glue factory because he was not having it with anyone else. Not having it. Born and bred country. All right, my kind of person.
I was going to say what Antone said, born and bred.
My kind of person.
On top of today being Ed's birthday, we got other birthdays today.
Clarissa.
Yes. I still
Yep.
think, you know what? I wished her a happy birthday. I got to do that.
Today is also Dennis's birthday. Dennis Batchelor.
Really?
That's her,
I
yeah.
didn't see that on my Facebook.
Today is his birthday, and Marcus Beebe.
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't get the alerts, but I know.
And there are
Shit.
some birthdays that's going to be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is also going to be my brother's birthday. He's turning 30, so he's turning the big 30 tomorrow.
Oh, so he's younger than you. I thought he was older.
No, you're not the first. Somebody, I think it was one of my friends. Somebody else just told me the other day she thought he was the oldest. No, I'm the oldest son. He's the youngest. So, yeah,
He's taller than you, though, isn't he?
No, he's a little shorter, but for the most part, he's almost at my height.
Okay.
Yeah, he's turning 30 tomorrow, and also I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Tomorrow is Tom Nally's birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be Pickle Tom's birthday. He's got a big birthday himself. He's turning 50.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm about to go get a drink for you. How about that?
I've already been doing most of my drinking today.
I already did my drinking. My cup is empty. Yeah, so a couple birthdays are happening tomorrow too.
That means I need to make up a post for him too.
Our loving pickle.
Yeah, he's the fifth one this week.
Fifth one of what?
Birthdays.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, and it doesn't
And
stop.
we had Jill.
Yep, that's 6.
No.
Oh, you're counting it as one of the 5?
Yes. We had Jill. Now
Now Clarissa.
Who are the others?
Wasn't it also wait a minute, hang on. I'm going back to the chat.
Well, I've got a list here. Okay. Michaela and Carrie.
That's okay, that's who it was.
Yeah. It's hard to keep everybody's birthday.
I know.
There's so many and then I see that there's 5 of them this week. And, damn it, I gotta make 5 posts this week.
Well, I got to do something similar like that also next week too, because, well, this isn't until next Saturday, but still, my mom's birthday's coming up, and that's also going to be again another big one for her. In this case, she's going to be turning 70 this year.
Are you sure your mother would appreciate you telling people her age online?
Yeah, she doesn't mind.
Okay, because some women take Um, objection to that.
If it makes you feel better, I'll ask her before I make a post about it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, just gotta wait. My mom's birthday is not for another week, so I got some time to think it over.
Oh, boy. What else has been happening this week?
I just actually did want to say one other quick thing because I spoke. This is one more thing about those fires that we were talking about in California. I spoke with Jeff. You remember Jeff, right, from Tales from the Podcast?
Oh, the guy that you were on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Jeff. Who also lives in California. I was also a bit concerned about him because I know he was a little bit further south, and I had to ask him at one point, saying, are have you guys? I mean, I could still see he was at home, so that told me that everything was fine at home, and I was like, I had to ask, saying like, had the fires been close to you guys? He's in fact very fortunate because I think he said the closest the fires have gotten to his area was probably about 25 miles, which I mean, yeah, it's still far, but that's that's still quite close, not far from his house. And he told me that they haven't really gotten a lot of the smoke, but that's because the winds in that part of California have either been blowing south or west. So therefore, all this fire that would have been approaching his house, it's all been pushing away from the because of the wind. So his area, fortunately, has been spared.
Did you guys talk about the plane crash in Pennsylvania?
No, the two plane crashes, the ones in Washington D.C. and Philly. No, we haven't brought that up yet.
Oh, we cover the Washington D.C.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, no, we didn't cover the one from Philly.
So the day after our show last week, there was a medevac plane that looked like it took a complete straight nosedive
Yep.
in Philadelphia.
And did anybody put together that those are the two states that went down in? Are the two that are playing in the Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, I thought that was just a really strange. I mean, if you call it coincidence, go ahead. But I found that really, really strange.
There was also a plane that I don't know exactly what happened, but it hit another plane in the airport runway.
Okay, I didn't hear about that. I know about the one in Washington D.C. where the two collided, but I didn't know if there was I didn't know that there was like a second one like that.
Let's see. Okay, I see what you're saying. The other plane had originated in Kansas.
Oh, in Kansas this time. Okay.
Well, that's where the Chiefs are from.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not. I was just no that I was just saying that as a way of saying. Oh, so it was in Kansas this time. That's all I mean.
Yeah, that's where the one that collided with the helicopter in Washington D.C. That's where that
Oh,
plane
okay,
was coming
okay.
from. It was coming from Wichita, Kansas.
Well, I didn't know that the plane was coming from Wichita.
That's what it says.
Okay.
And there was an even more clearer version of the video of the two colliding, and it's eerie.
Oh man.
Because when they come down, it's like they're coming down in slow motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach said there was a near miss too, somewhere. Um, it's because we don't have our air traffic controllers.
I would have thought. Wait. So
I can understand air traffic controller when it comes to collisions. I don't know about the medevac.
yeah.
because that plane came straight down.
I saw the video of that. I mean, I think it was like taken by some college kids or something like that, and just watching that video, that was just horrific.
There were multiple videos of that.
Well, this was like I think one of those that I think kind of got the most attention out of it. That was kind of being shared, and that's the one that I saw, and it was just. I mean, no matter which video you
Which
look
one?
at, I'm not sure. I just only just saw. I guess I didn't really see a lot of the details or description. I just saw the video, and I was
They
just
were
like,
in traffic.
"What's that?"
Did it look like they were in traffic?
It might have been. Like I said, I didn't look into I didn't read the details or description. I saw the video, and obviously, first time seeing it, I was just sitting there watching in horror. So I didn't even really bother checking like where this was shot or who shot it or what the description was whatsoever.
Is it this one here? There was a video. The first video that I saw, people were in traffic. They were stopped, and they had just gotten a green light, so people started going. Then all of a sudden, you see this thing coming straight down, massive explosion, and everybody stopping. And then later on, I saw a ring video where it looked like it was just 2 blocks away from this guy's house. He and his wife were just getting ready to leave to go shopping, I think, and coming back into the house because they forgot something. And then there was that explosion. There was another video where it was right after the crash. Um, now here's what gets me. It says here that the aircraft struck multiple buildings. I first heard it crashed into a mall, and then I heard it crashed into an apartment complex. But when they were showing the aftermath, it looked like it crashed right into the street because
Gee,
there was a huge indentation on it. Um, yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
it's kind of hard to say which video it was that I saw.
6 people were on board on that plane, including a young patient and her mother. So they were transporting a little girl
Yeah, it was
from
it
one
was a
place to
medical it was
another.
a medical plane.
Yeah. Uh, so I can't imagine that because here you are in a spot where you are being taken to get help, and then the plane crashes.
Yeah, your own transportation to get you help is it becomes a disaster in of its own.
So let's see, the aircraft descended at a rate of about 11,000 feet per minute. Think about that.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
That is no, not pretty high. Well, it would have been high to begin with, but that's fast. That is a straight nosedive.
Yeah,
Let's see
I'm just
here.
trying to I'm just trying to search, like I'm just trying to search to see if I can find the video. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but yeah.
Well,
Because like you said, there's a whole bunch of other videos circling around it.
actually, let me share. Let me share this here so that you can see it. Uh, okay.
Oh, it's you. I was going to say it's you, Jeremy.
So look at that.
Oh my God. Okay, that
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
never
I did
seen
see
that one.
that.
Holy cow!
It comes through the clouds.
Almost looks like a shooting star at first.
Well, look at the angle. Look at the
Yeah.
angle of it. It comes in and then all of a sudden it just goes straight down. It's almost like it's collided with something. It almost looks like that it got blown back by some wind.
That is just nuts.
Here is okay. This is what I was talking about right here.
Wow.
That's a pretty nice hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't strike a building, but shards of it would have. Hey, Brad.
Oh, Brad. Haven't seen you in a while either.
He's been busy.
Oh yeah.
I was just talking to him yesterday. He's been busy. But yeah, um, that's. Oh man, I hope nobody was walking by there.
Jeez. Yeah, I hope not either.
But you
Oh,
you can see all the debris all over the place. So buildings. So here's an apartment complex. So I'm going to guess that the mall would have been out here in this area. Um, so the plane crashes right down in here. So explosion, shards would have gone flying everywhere.
yeah. That and just imagine like anybody in that area, that would have been literally a brutal death.
Did anybody get hurt in that? Anybody on the road?
I
Um,
didn't hear anything about it. At least not to what I've seen.
let's see.
That's awful.
Victims. Okay. One person in a car was killed. The crash destroyed 4 homes and damaged 17 others, along with several businesses. Ignited several homes and businesses in the Roosevelt Mall area. The fire spread to nearby row homes.
Brad.
So that would have been the apartment complex across the street. 24 people on the ground were injured, at least 3 of them critically.
Jeez.
Yeah, and see, you think you're safe in your home, and then bullets come flying through it, and cars come crashing through it, and airplanes, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And the plane literally just took off. Wow. It took off from the Northeast Philadelphia airport. So it did not travel far at all.
So it was probably only in the sky for maybe just a few minutes.
Not even that. Let's see. Uh, Aircraft. According to a statement, the aircraft departed at 6:06. And what?
Oh, Rich. Hey, Rich. The van in the background looks like toast.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say like anything that's close by to kind of like where the explosion occurred. I mean, anything within that close range, they would have been incinerated.
Okay, here we go. The plane left at 6:06,
I did that earlier.
climbed to 1,650 feet, disappeared from radar, then crashed 40 seconds later.
1,160 feet isn't much plane.
1,650.
Yeah, it's still not much.
That's um,
What was commanding for?
quarters of a mile. No, 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 no. A mile is shit. Oh yeah, a mile is 5,200 feet. So
I
yeah,
was going to say
so
that's at least.
it
I was gonna
crashed
say the same thing.
40
That's
seconds after it took off.
I was going to say that's at least the same thing, about 5,300 feet. That's lower than the plane that went into the Hudson.
Is that the one with Sully, Rich? I think that's the one with Sully. So yeah. Um, okay. Yep.
Excuse me.
Sully.
You ought to see all the TikTok and Facebook posts about, Canadians saying,
Yep.
we're done. We're not buying American.
I just saw something like that. In fact, from Matt Grant a few minutes ago.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame him either.
I say
don't.
stay strong because
I've been supporting him along with several of the other Canadian investigators as best as I could.
Yep.
In fact, maybe here from the U.S., but I've been posting like the emojis of several Canadian flags for him to show my support for him.
Yeah.
And I do the same thing. And I'm also I know they're not speaking it as much, although I'm sure maybe just because I missed them. Sure, it's the same thing also down in Mexico. I've been trying to do the same thing.
They're speaking.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing for our investigator friends down in Mexico.
Go on TikTok. They're speaking.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, they are. And you know what? I have to understand. We do need this fentanyl issue taken care of. But do you think that it's just going to go away because it's not coming across the border? People are going to learn to make it. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I don't think anything will ever truly go away.
Yeah, I was going to see. It's just like anything else out there, like whether it's crime or anything like that. I heard this from a show, but honestly, this is true though. When it comes to any issues, I don't think we could ever truly eradicate it and truly win. I think we could just slow it down. And that's why our best option is that we could just simply slow it down.
Well, do you remember, I don't know what year it was, but do you remember in China when they poisoned their own drugs? China government poisoned their own drugs to kill their drug addicts.
No, I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Look it up. It happened. And you know what? There was a lot less drug addicts.
Well, if you look at it, I'll be honest. I mean, if you look at a country like Singapore, they have literally like the most strict laws like in the world. I mean, like you can't even. It's literally like I'm not even joking. It's literally a crime to chew bubble gum, and you have to serve like 10 to 12 years in prison for chewing bubble gum. And even more crazy. I mean, it may sound funny, but they take this very seriously. You can't even walk around naked in your own house. Like that's like 10 years right there.
They can kiss my ass. But
For doing what?
walk
around your own house naked. to them, they still consider that's still considered indecent exposure.
And how would they know?
I don't know. I guess if somebody saw them through a window or something, like, if they happen to be near a window or something like that, I don't
Okay, I
know.
can understand that. Nobody needs to see you. Close your damn drapes. But
I know it's and another law they have. Unfortunately, this is a law that other countries, a lot of them have had, but has been kind of abolished since. Unfortunately, Singapore is also one of those countries that still to this day, homosexuality and other types are still illegal. But from what I heard is that the people of Singapore are trying to get that abolished. So they're at least trying to get one of these crazy laws,
Oh, Singapore. Yeah, I still recall that incident where they caned a guy for, what was it, spray painting a wall?
Yeah, spray painting a wall. Yeah, they have all these crazy laws they have, and with such strict punishments that their crime rate is extremely low. And we're talking again about even things that are not even considered crime: chewing bubble gum, walking around nude around your house. It's nuts.
But you know what? Their crime's a lot less.
Yeah, it is. That's why they have such a low
Exactly.
crime spree.
Yeah.
Here it is. 1994 caning of Michael Fay. Was
But
lashed
here,
6 times with a cane for violating the Vandalism Act.
but here, we put our criminals in prison. We give them a TV. We give them free meals.
Well, unless you're considering you're in Colorado, Adrian, unless you're in the Supermax in Florence, all you get over there, you just, you might still get some meals there, but all you get is a black and white TV that has that has only like religious, educational programming. That's it, and it's in black and white.
I don't see a problem with that.
No, I don't either. Well, you have to remember the Supermax. That's supposed to be like you hear all the time in maximum security prisons that they're for the worst of the worst. Well, this is the worst of the worst of the worst.
Then they shouldn't even have a TV. Give them a damn Bible.
Oh, some of them don't even have no. Some of them don't even have TVs when they go to their cell. I mean, all they have when they go, you can find pictures of what a cell looks like in the ADX Supermax. It's nothing but just like a concrete room. It has a concrete immovable stone along. I mean, like to sit on a stool, a
Good.
concrete table. You have a mirror that's bolted to the wall, along with an electric light that can be turned on via remote. And the bed, of course, is made out of concrete. And you have a shower, but it runs on a timer to prevent flooding. And of course, like you see in a lot of prisons, then you got the toilet, sink, and water fountain all connected to one. And if you're on good behavior, you might be able to get one of those TVs. But if you're not getting anything.
I don't think they should have a TV in the first damn place.
Yeah, well, even if they do, it's probably half the time it's probably stuff they probably don't even like watching because, like I said, it's only all it shows is religious, recreational, and educational programming. And again, it's a black and white TV, so it's not even in color.
Yeah, well.
And typical of a lot of these maximum prisons, you're in there 23 hours a day, just 1 hour that you get to go out like to do exercise, and you're escorted by a minimum of 6 officers. And when you go out to do your exercise, you're in this basically the basement of the prison. It's like a subterranean corridor, and you're walking in this hole that almost resembles like an empty swimming pool. It's like 10 steps to walk across like in one line, and I think like 31 steps to walk around. But you also have to remember, too, the Supermax is also designed to pretty much prevent inmates knowing exactly where they are because their window, which is nothing but a slit, Most of that has brick behind it, so they can only see the sky and maybe part of the roof. So, which really makes escaping almost nearly impossible. So,
Huh?
there was a former warden who has been interviewed about this, and he says that in his opinion, that is truly a fate far worse than death. I mean, it is truly a high tech version of hell. And you don't get visitors. You're not allowed visitors. You only get 2 phone calls a month that are obviously are recorded and supervised, and that's it.
Well, but
Probably
imagine what
with the
they
phone
did to
call.
get there.
What's that?
Imagine what they did to get there. They don't deserve any of that.
They don't. I mean, and this is pretty much the one prison that has the most notorious inmates from throughout the country.
Huh.
We were talking about I can't remember his name, but he was one of the guys that took part in 9/11. He's incarcerated there. The guy who participated in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing at that time, he's incarcerated. Shoe bomber. Um, in fact,
El Chapo.
El Chapo, he was
Oh,
recently
mass murderers.
Yeah, he was, and it's not just terrorists. I mean, this even goes to even like high-ranking organized criminal and gang members. In fact, 3 of the highest-ranking gang members here from Chicago that ran some of the biggest gangs here are now incarcerated at ADX Supermax.
Okay, list of current.
Yeah, they have a lot. There's a lot of them, and the Boston Bomber kid, he's there too.
But guess who's paying for them to live out their lives there?
Well, not all of them are literally there for the rest of their lives. Some of them are still on death row.
That's not the point she's making. Where
They
they're
should have
getting
been
their
dead when they became guilty. They should have been dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You want to cut government costs? There you go. If there's a doubt that they're innocent and they have a chance to, maybe appeal till they get to the Supreme Court, great. Let them have it. But once
Right.
it's done, why are we feeding them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, I heard they don't really get that many meals over there, so they literally have almost nothing. Although surprisingly,
3 meals a day.
what's that?
3 meals a day.
Oh, okay, 3 meal. Okay, well, surprisingly, despite its high-tech, strict rules, several years ago, the show 60 Minutes, in fact, interviewed an actual former inmate that had served some time there. Surprisingly, he was. Another way of getting into the Supermax is obviously if you're already incarcerated, you're basically considered just way too dangerous, even for a maximum security facility. So they interviewed somebody who I guess he was so dangerous that they couldn't have him at any facility. They had to take him to the Supermax. And surprisingly, he actually did change. I mean, this did not mean he was released. I mean, he was released from the Supermax, but he's still locked up nonetheless. So he was interviewed by 60 Minutes, and what he did say is that how did he consider this place different from other maximum security facilities? He said, your communications, everything you had, your family, the last of your privileges that you had, even in prison,
Yeah.
all that is pretty much stopped when you're at the Supermax. Although he said surprisingly, and you can find this on Google Image, despite its high, very strict rules, it is the only prison that he said he's ever heard of that allows you to get a picture taken. And I don't mean a mug shot, like just a picture of you and your cell.
The guy from the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing.
Yep,
is
he's
there.
there too. The high tech, the highest ranking leaders of like some of the most dangerous gangs, like in the country, like Aryan Brotherhood, the Mexican Mafia, Nuestra Familia, Black Guerrilla Family, all those leaders, they're all incarcerated there too.
Yep.
Okay, Bridget, explain that for me. I'm sure there's something I'm missing.
I think what she means by that is again, I know a lot of people have different opinions and beliefs, like when it comes to punishment or confinement stuff. Some
Mhm.
people, we got people out there, who believe in the death penalty. There's others who don't, who think
Mhm.
the life sentence is necessary. Sometimes, when it comes to the death penalty, at times, sometimes that would be the easy way out for them, which for some
Yeah.
people,
Well,
they don't deserve it. In fact, I heard this from a documentary. There was a guy who was once interviewed who, when he said he was caught, this was up in the state of Washington, and he's like, he fled to Canada, but he got caught. He got caught there, and he's like, "You're not going to believe, you know, you don't have any idea of what's going to happen when they send me back to Washington. I'm going to get the death penalty out of this." And the guys who the detectives who interviewed him, they're like, "Well, there's no death penalty in Washington State anymore." And he goes, "No, you don't understand. They may not have the death penalty, but I'm still getting the death penalty. I'm getting the slow death penalty. I will never get out and see the light of day of prison again. I mean, out out of prison again ever." So that's how he saw it, as it's kind of a death penalty in itself when you really look at it.
well, yes, but my problem is we have to take care of their medical.
Yeah, that too.
We have to take care of their food.
Yep.
It's government tax dollars that pay for this.
Right.
We have to pay for the guards that are there. We have to pay for the facility upkeep. So, yeah, I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if I ever told you, Adrian and Jeremy. Allow me. You probably don't remember this, so allow me to remind you. When we were coming back home from 2 years ago, after we left the Abbey, we passed through Florence, and when I realized where we were, I looked out into the distance, like where the mountains were, and I could have sworn, just for a brief second, I thought I could see the Supermax. I could see the towers all the way at the end. And I just, to be completely honest, I got a chill when I felt that, because I thought, oh my God, we're near. I mean, it was not a good feeling. We're like, because we're near the highest secure facility in the entire country, and right, literally just a mile away, like 5,200 feet, like you said, with just within just the other side of that wall was
Yeah.
some of the country's most notorious criminal and most dangerous criminals. It was the strangest feeling that I ever got from that. And that truly is the place that tells you you do not want to be there.
Why would we have been going to Florence? That's south.
I know that we went through Florence, like at least the outer edges of it.
Bridget, uh, you know what? That's interesting. I want to get with you and do the math on that. Um, yes, I understand the law fees and all that. Now, when I was a paralegal, a lot of the what they have is public defenders because they can't afford a lawyer. Now, they're pro bono because they have to get so many hours before they can become,
Right.
a DA or whatever it is. So that's pro bono some of the time. Um, but can you imagine? I mean, how much are we spending on? I mean, look how much we spend on groceries for four people
Yep.
and, feeding them every day of their life for, let's say, 60 years max. We have to pay for their medical. We have to pay their medical care because if they get sick there, my son was a guard. If
Oh,
they
he
get
was.
sick there, yeah, Justice was. When they get sick there, they have to go. So it doesn't matter if you believe they're sick or not. They have to go.
Right.
So let's say they get cancer in prison, and a lot of them do. We have to deal with the cancer treatment. That's, I think that'd be cool to do the math on both sides and see, how that comes out.
There was, I'm trying to look for what his name was. They also have a page here too about like former inmates of ADX, which a lot of them have since
I am.
gone.
I had
That's
just tuned to
Oh, you
that.
found that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, either they have died or they've been transferred for other facilities, obviously, because either good behavior or whatever the reason is.
Timothy McVeigh was there.
Yeah, he was there. Timothy McVeigh, in the Oklahoma City bomber, was there too.
I remember the day that they put him to death,
Yeah,
because they described it the next day. I think that he just looked straight up and he never once closed his eyes.
that's pretty unsettling. There was a guy by the name of Harold Nicholson, and what he would. This was back in 1997. He was the highest ranking CIA officer to be convicted of espionage, pled guilty in 1997 to passing classified information to Russia from 1994 to 96, pled guilty in 2010 to attempting to collect payments from Russian agents for his past espionage activities. As a result, he got a 31-year sentence, and because of what he did, his crime was just so atrocious that he was sent to the ADX Supermax. But surprisingly, I don't know what the reason is, but in November of 2023, he was released after serving this 31-year and 7 month sentence. So I don't know if either his sentence got reduced, but he's been released. And I will tell you one thing, regardless of the fact, he is one of the very few inmates out there to not only just be released from the ADX, but released, is a free man. He's one of the very few people to be released from that prison and live to tell about it.
And the fact that he was convicted of espionage, I'm actually surprised that they let him go.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be a 31-year sentence, but either way, he's one of the very. I can only hope that being at a place like that definitely got him thinking, because this is as harsh a punishment as you could truly get. And again, he better be consider himself lucky that he was actually able to walk out of there alive, because most of the inmates don't.
Well, I tell you what, people that hurt babies,
Oh yeah, that's a different story.
rapists,
Yep,
people, a lot of times people that kill their parents, because those people in there missing their parents.
yep.
And they have a lot of respect for their parents. I don't know how that happens. So they have respect for their parents, but they don't have respect for society. But it happens. Um, men that abuse women in different ways, they don't make it out of their life unless they're in segregation until the end of their sentence.
Right. No, I was explaining there was one inmate at the ADX who was released almost 3 years ago now, Harold Richardson. He was a former CIA agent and was convicted of espionage, for sending stuff to Russia. And he ended up he had to serve a 31-year sentence. And this was back in the 90s, although he didn't really truly plead guilty until 2010. So this was a pretty ongoing case for quite a long time. And he was released almost 3 years ago, and is one of the very few inmates to actually walk out of there like a
Was he
lot.
exonerated?
I don't know. It didn't really say much. It didn't say if his sentence was just simply reduced, like for good behavior, or I don't know what. I was only able to find what I was able to find, but I just know that he's released now, and again, one of the very few inmates to walk out of there.
I'm not sure that's the best thing in the world unless he was exonerated, because
It's hard to say.
he
I
didn't
tried.
do it.
I checked several times on the
It
Wikipedia.
says here that he pleaded guilty in 2010.
Yeah, that's what I said. 2010.
Yeah, so that should have tacked on more time.
Well, it would have been. If you really think about it, 2010. That was only 15 years ago. So therefore, he. I'm not sure how he would have ended up serving a 31-year sentence if it had, because 15 years later he would only be halfway through his sentence.
In
Yeah.
2011, he was sentenced to 8 more years in prison, having pleaded guilty to charges of conspiracy to act as an agent of a foreign government, yada, yada, yada. Uh,
You know, I don't get that because he put all of us in danger doing that and could have killed many of us.
Oh,
Most,
there was someone else that did the same thing, and he will never walk away.
and they
Uh,
shouldn't
no,
because
there was
America that they're trying to kill.
yeah, there was a I'm looking right now. The most
Listen to this. Nathaniel Nicholson had been sentenced in December 2010 to 5 years on probation after making a deal with the prosecutors to help build the case against his father.
really,
Oh my goodness.
jeez,
Trump just come out with something.
there was
He
one
says
more.
he ordered Iran to be obliterated if it assassinated him.
Oh god, jeez,
Where's this coming from?
no idea.
I didn't know anybody asked to have that happen.
There was one more. What you were just saying, Adrian. I'm just trying to look for him. Right, where the hell is it? They had it here just the other day. Um,
Where did you get that, Adrian? Is that something that he actually did?
Yeah, it's on TikTok. It's got a video of him with what he said. I don't know who threatened him.
oh, you guys remember?
Who hasn't threatened him?
So here's what he says.
Well, they haven't done that, and that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. Why?
Iran's not a state.
Oh, okay. One thing I do want to say, and this is something that we do fall victim of a lot. I'm not saying that this video is the case, but I have seen other videos where somebody has done an AI video,
Oh yeah.
other people saying certain things, making it look like they
Oh, yeah.
actually said something. So is that
No, this really happened, but I know they do that with him quite often, and they did that with Biden quite often.
so? These days, it's hard to take anything serious.
Somebody actually asked him what would happen if somebody from that country decided to take action, and that's
So why just Iran? Why not?
because he's trying to pull some shit with them. Some stuff he needs to take care of ours first, and
Yeah.
then worry about that later.
Okay, list of executive orders. So there's been a lot more since we've last talked about it.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, the biggest one is keeping men and trans women out of women's sports.
Yes, I did see him sign that. I saw the video of him signing that yesterday, I think. Yesterday's when I saw the video. And the only comment I saw on it was like he was at a school or something.
He signed it yesterday.
Yeah, he was like at a school or something, and there was a bunch of girls around him, and somebody said it's really cringy that he has young women anywhere near him. But yeah, I did see that. And I also saw another one that I do agree with is that anybody under 18 years old cannot have a gender change.
That's
If they can't get married, they can't smoke, they can't drink, they should not be cutting things off or adding things to themselves until they're of age.
Well, technically, they can get married at younger than 18
yeah,
unless
they can. There are some states that allow you, like I think as young as like 15 or 16, I think.
with your parents' consent.
Yeah, with your parents. Yeah, with your parents'
I
consent.
know, I did it. It will fuck your life up. Do not do that. Do not, that should not be legal. Do not do that. A 16-year-old, the only thing she knows is, oh my gosh, I get to live this fantasy life. Okay. And then what happens
At
is,
16 years old, hormones are raging.
Yep.
well, hormones aren't even an issue because you can do that without being married. But
Yeah,
young girls have this fantasy life of living in this, picket fence house and, whatever the fantasy might be. And this young 16-year-old promises you that. And you're like, okay, because anything your parents told you was true. And so you think everybody else is not a liar. And then what really happens is you end up pregnant. Well, duh, you didn't think it would happen, but you end up pregnant and he becomes a felon. So yeah, not a good idea. I don't care how good
Probably
you
why
do.
they made that show 16 and Pregnant then.
Yeah, I've never watched that. That hits
I've
way
never
too close
watched
to
it
home.
either.
another order that he signed today. There's two of them. One is imposing sanctions on the International Criminal Court. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know I was gonna say I don't know anything about that either.
I
And
don't,
the other one that is signed today is eradicating anti-Christian bias.
excuse
How
me.
is that even?
Whoa.
I mean,
What does that entail?
yeah, what does that even mean?
I don't know. There's nothing. Hold on, number 87,
I'm
maybe.
hoping it just means that people that are out killing Christians are having an issue. But if you have a different outlook,
Section
41 still
1.
doesn't want to be married.
It is the policy of the United. I'm reading this right off the White House website. It is the policy of the United States and the purpose of this order to protect the religious freedoms of Americans and end anti-Christian weaponization of government. The founders established a nation in which people were free to practice their faith without fear of discrimination or retaliation by their government. I agree with that.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely, I do
that
too.
makes sense.
Bridget, I'm glad you're smarter than I was because I'm number 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, Adrian, when you were
I agree with that one.
I
yeah,
still look for that fairy tale. Finally found it, but I had to go through a few.
So a couple of days ago, progress on
yeah,
the situation at our southern border and progress on the situation at our northern border. I don't recall any issues with the Canadian border.
well,
I don't either.
I was gonna say most of the time there's usually never any issues, but believe it or not, I mean you don't hear it too much as you do on the southern border, but believe it or not, there are times that the northern border has had its share, like with illegal drugs making it across the border. I mean, the southern border has it more, but every now and then you'll sometimes hear it from the northern border.
Okay, here's the one that you were saying, Adrian: protecting children from chemical and surgical mutilation,
What?
Yeah.
where they can have their gender changes before they're 18. That's what the chemical and surgical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where that came
I,
from.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? Now I understand. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Additional measures to combat anti-Semitism. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yep.
an executive order. I don't see why you would need this to be an executive order. Celebrating America's 250th birthday.
I guess. Oh, I'm thinking that he's putting that under because he's getting rid of Black History Month and a whole bunch of different
Yep.
things like that are not in his idea of things, and so that would fall under that. So he has to actually put that.
I don't think I agree with getting rid of Black History Month.
No,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't either.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Just like the Indians, they suffered.
Well, you guys probably know this, and this is something that they've been trying to change for years. Like, obviously, as we all know, when October arrives, early October, you got Columbus Day. And that was a day that, for several years, was a day that kids had school off from. Now you barely see that anymore because now we kind of learned, that Christopher Columbus was a rather nasty person, and contrary to popular belief, he never truly discovered America.
Never discovered America. That's right.
Yeah,
It,
only
it wasn't even the American mainland.
it wasn't. It is what is now modern day Bahamas. It was just in the Caribbean area. He was never on the northern. Well, and let's even put it this way.
But
We talk
he
about
would have landed somewhere.
he would have landed somewhere, yeah. But
The
if you want to
direction
put it,
he was going, if he did not hit the Bahamas, he would have hit. Let's see. I think he would have hit Central America with
at least.
yeah.
But
With,
the bottom line is, and if you want to put it to a whole continental degree, the bottom line is he never stepped foot anywhere into any part of North America.
that we know of.
That we know, at least, yeah. Now I know the
Well,
Caribbean.
He did North American continent via the islands. They are
That's
still
very detailed. That's what I was worried about. I was going to say. Now I know the Caribbean islands are often considered part of North America. Although there had been talks of kind of making it more of a little bit of a separate thing, kind of similar like with Central America. There's actually, and no, it's not from Trump. This is something that's been going on for years. They've actually considered about wanting to call that area simply Caribbean America.
okay. Let's see here. Voyages of Christopher Columbus. He okay. He never made it to the United States of America. He
Okay.
made it to the Bahamas, Cuba, Santo Domingo, Guadalupe, Mar- Martinique,
Martinique. Oh, Martinique. Yeah.
maybe. He made it to Jamaica. He made it to Central America, and he also made it to South America.
Okay.
He made it to Cumana, what
Kumana.
is now Cumana today. So he never actually, well, yeah, he did land on North America, on Central America.
Yep.
But as far as Mexico, no. Florida, no.
Well, in Florida at that time too, it would have been completely inaccessible. I mean, it would have been completely marshy, so he wouldn't have been able to step foot anywhere in what is now modern day Florida.
They had Indians everywhere.
Well, they did, but there were several areas of Florida that were still very marshy that even Native Americans couldn't even inhabit. But the bottom line of what I was trying to say is when you look at how nasty he was. Now they've been trying to push this effort of changing the name of Columbus Day to Indigenous People Day, which they've been trying to do for years, but unfortunately, it's been constantly rejected several times. But a lot of the Native American communities have still been pushing for Indigenous People Day.
Yeah, I mean, why shouldn't they have that if they had Black History Month? And now people are saying, why don't we have Caucasian Day? You know what? We just need to stop
Yeah,
with all the bullshit.
Yeah, no, really.
need Caucasian Day.
And contrary to I don't know if you guys would know this. Contrary again to popular belief, all this talk, let's say about Christopher Columbus and the settlers that arrived with him, saying that they were the very first settlers to arrive here, even though they never made it to the mainland. That's not even true to begin with, because there's in fact a book out there that it's believed. I think we've now recently discovered that we may have the real first early settlers, aside from the Vikings, over 1,000 years ago, may have actually been China. Because, long story short, there was a guy who went out to China, and in some area. I don't know if it was in the cap. I forgot the capital's name. Beijing or Shanghai. He goes around and he kept seeing the number. What was it? Number. It was 14. My God, what was it? Okay, I just can't remember exactly what it was, but it was it represented a oh no it was 1421, and he kept seeing the number 14. Yeah, no, 1422. There we go. Now I got it right. So he kept seeing this number 1422, and he never first understood what that meant. Like it didn't become it wasn't long before he eventually realized, oh, it must be representing the year 1422. So he assumed, I guess 1422 must have been a very big year for people in China. So he asked several residents around, and including historians, and they had claimed that in 1422 represented when the, some of the Chinese settlers arrived in the United States, 67 years before Christopher Columbus ever did. So, and if you really think about it, if you look at a lot of our Native American tribes, that pretty much would explain why some of them do have some Asian ancestry to them. But this guy, he ended up writing a book about this. So you can find there's of what he wrote and what he did his research on, and that he said, well, maybe there actually is some truth that they may have been here long before Columbus showed up.
Yeah. Well, anything's possible. We're learning a lot with the new technology we have on, aging rocks and aging, different.
My dad and I almost got into an argument over that very thing yesterday.
What's that?
So, Dad is devout Christian. Everything in the Bible is absolutely 100 correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was talking to him about something in somewhere in South America where they did carbon dating that predated classic Aztec, I think it was. I'd have to go back and check.
Aztecs more involving Mexico than South America.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was in Mexico. I forget where it was exactly.
Yeah, there's a similar culture they have down
The
there. I can't
pyramid
remember the
system
name.
that they had built
Yeah.
was dated back to 15,000 BC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Dad about that. He's asking, well, how is that possible? What do you mean, how is that possible? People people didn't come around here on Earth until 2,000 years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
modern day human was 200,000 years ago, but yeah.
Even modern humans were a lot longer than 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say estimated documentation's at least 200,000 years.
Yeah.
What I'm going to look. What year did Adam and Eve come to Earth?
And they were the first documented. That doesn't mean before that there wasn't humans that weren't documented.
Right.
In the Bible they call them something different.
Right.
Okay, the most likely biblical date for the creation of Adam and Eve, therefore, would lie between 55,000 and 120,000 years ago.
Yeah. I guess maybe cavemen is what we'd equate them to.
Yep.
The humanoid, type things. They weren't documented. Why?
Yeah, no, they won't.
Why are we? If they have history from BC in the Bible, why is that not documented as well? Because it's selective.
Right.
Well, here's another one here. There's a question. how many years passed between Adam and Jesus? And this source says approximately 4,000 years, which, going by the teachings of the Bible, I can believe that.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Yeah.
Bible does not say that Adam and Eve were the first people on earth. They were the first humans on earth.
Right.
That's not saying there wasn't other
Human beings
beings
among
on
them.
earth.
That's providing even that is correct.
Right.
And we recently, and obviously there's a lot of archaeologists and anthropologists out there who are always searching for more clues, when it comes to this type of stuff. And we're always finding new evidence every now and then. And just kind of goes to show like human history goes far back than what we originally believed. I mean, even though I said I thought it was 200,000 years ago, it might even go further than that.
I mean, cavemen, do we consider them human? Are we considering them, of course, evolution would consider them half ape, whatever.
Like a
I'm not
transition.
buying that theory either, but I
Well,
do.
they have what they call Neanderthals.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Before
And I think
us.
they were here. And is that maybe what they're calling cavemen? I mean,
It could be, but then
Most
there's always that
likely.
talk about the missing link between apes and modern day humans too.
I'm not sure the link is missing. I'm not sure
I
there
don't know either, 'cause I'm getting this from the show, but
I
honestly,
think there's a lot of missing links in our history that we will never know.
And that missing link might be alien.
could be because like you look at some of the missing link between apes, like the stuff we know, like people say there's never been a link found. Well, there already has been for a few cases. For one, there's Homo erectus, then there's Homo habilis, and then Australopithecus africanus. All these different apes, links that have been connected. But supposedly, even after with what we found, it just seems like there's always still a missing link. But like you said, though, how do we not know that link's already hasn't been missing? It's just been right in front of us this whole time.
I
Like you said
think
about aliens.
I think there are more than one missing.
and Jan's
Yeah.
the one that, yep. So, and I asked Jan this question because she knows the Bible inside out. I asked Jan that question. So, if they were the first people on Earth, she said, no, they weren't. They weren't the first species of people on Earth. And that's how we got in that conversation. But, okay, RNA, what is that blood type that's really
DNA?
rare?
I have heard of RNA before.
Yeah, RNA. Well, they even said the world actually may have been started off with RNA instead of DNA, in which it's been nicknamed at times the RNA world.
No, this is a blood type. This is a blood type where you have to get injections. Jan, help me.
Like
You have to
type
get
A
injections
or
if you're having a baby because your body will reject it.
are you talking about like type A or B or
It's not any of those.
okay?
It's not. It's a very rare blood type.
It's a nucleic acid present in all living cells that have structural similarities to DNA. Unlike DNA, however, RNA is most often single-stranded.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're saying RNA may have even came before DNA did.
Yeah, Jan's O negative, but I'm talking about what is that blood type? It's not A, B, O, any of that. That I just saw somebody. Okay, now
And there's also like different types of of RNA too. There's like mRNA, and then there's like tRNA and rRNA. I mean, there's like all these different strands.
yeah, the RNA is a little different. Oh, here we go. I'll find it. Here it is.
I'm looking for it right now.
Oh, I'm looking at the person that posted this today. And brought up a good question on it. That of course we don't have an answer to, but it would be nice to find. RH, yes. RH,
All
RH
right.
blood.
Okay.
So the thing is that some are speculating that the few people that have RH blood also have heightened paranormal abilities. So they're also speculating that they're not full human, that they have alien blood in them is what causes the RH. Now, how they can find out if that's true or not, I don't know. But it is an interesting thought.
There are seven, no, eight um, blood types,
Yeah.
and only one is compatible for everyone.
Oh, negative. That's Jan. Yep.
I
Uh,
want to say that I am O negative too. I used to know what my blood type was, but I forget.
I forget
I know
too. I
what
think
I am. I'm A positive.
yeah, I think I'm A positive too, but it's been quite a long time since I've heard of it. I mean, what I heard what type of blood type it is for me.
The only reason I know, I'm one of those that have to read it to get it. So it was on my Red Cross card when I gave blood. Oh,
Yeah,
negative?
eight. Yeah, but yeah, my dad. Well, being at his age, he's at that point where he is scared to not fully believe in.
Right, right. And I get that. I get it. I get it. You're gonna, you know, if somebody told me I was dying tomorrow, yeah, that's where I'm going to. Um, that's
I
something that we're taught and we know.
Yeah,
Bridget is
yeah.
A plus.
Yesterday, I just got done watching. Have you heard of the movie God's Not Dead?
Uh-uh.
No,
It is a really good movie. There's actually five movies in the series, and I just watched all five of them during this past week. This was really good.
I'll have to look at that. Um,
Yeah.
Bridget is A plus, and her husband was O negative.
so Jan just had surgery, just like she just got home. So yeah.
Another one?
Yeah, well, she had mouth surgery.
I
She's
was gonna say, didn't she have one a few weeks ago?
no, but she had a major one about a year ago that saved her life, but no.
Right.
Um but yeah, anyway, since my old man just had a bunch of shots in his head and isn't feeling good, I'm going to have to get off here and probably put him to bed.
Well, we will go.
Yeah, it's already gone pretty late.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll call it a night, folks. Just stay tuned for. We were supposed to talk about Puma Punka today. We never did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whatever happened
Oh,
with Putin? I actually I had that in my head, but I didn't have the chance to really bring it up.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about Puma Punka. Well, that's okay because I need to rewatch that episode anyways, so that I can remember what's going on because I had a lot.
love you, honey. Get some rest.
So
Take care, Jan. Love you too.
okay, we will be back next week. Tomorrow, 13th Dimension comes back. I will be having an alien talk session with Marianne Farish, Catherine Hobson, and Philip Gibson.
That
Oh, that should be
that-
fun.
I was gonna say that should be
is
a
going
fun.
to be.
That should be a fun show.
It is going to be a fun show. I'm really looking for. I have been wanting to put together a panel and trying to find the three perfect people, and I got them. I got 'em.
Bridget, good night, honey.
Yeah.
Message.
Sorry, Adrian. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just telling Bridget,
Yeah.
message me.
Yeah. Good night, Bridget. And it's definitely great to have you back here in the chats. Hopefully, we'll see you again. Again, real soon for more of our shows. And also, Jeremy, I just wanted to ask real quick. I mean, with 13th Dimension, did you already broadcast that one episode with John in it? Because I was
We
for that one?
No, we were going to do a pre-record.
Yeah.
We were going to do a pre-record because he ended up having when he got off work that night. It was going to be way after I was already in bed. So we were going to do a pre-record over the weekend so that I could air it next weekend. On Sunday, and I had so much going on Sunday. I texted him, dude, I'm not going to be able to do this. We're going to have to
Right.
reschedule, and I hate doing that.
I know it's such an annoying feeling. I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
I hate doing that. I don't like to reschedule people because usually I'm able to work my schedule around them. And now since I'm having to work this around my own schedule, well, shit.
Yeah.
No, John and I are going to do this. I just don't know when. Um, but he wants to do the show.
Because that is one I really want. I've been really wanting to see and what he's going to talk about with the storm chasing and stuff. Because I don't know if I have very many questions about it because I know so much, but I know I'll
Well, the
definitely.
problem is, if it's going to be a pre-record, you're not going to be able.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not even going to. And I don't know if you guys have heard. I think you guys may already know this already. But John is interested in wanting to help me out with putting again. I know it's been a while, but
Well, he said that during the show.
Well, no, I said I've been struggling trying to bring Nick Files back, and he is interested in wanting to help me out with one of the slideshows because I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
that
okay.
during the show.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah, so
I haven't gotten to started on it, but I'm going to be getting on that soon. But first, I got to do this one for the 22nd.
yeah, I was hoping to be able to try to get him on sometime this weekend. Even now, that's in question because I'm looking at doing a small investigation Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be on Catherine's show Sunday night.
Oh, nice.
And then I was asking Donald about doing our wrestling show this weekend, but he hadn't gotten back to me yet.
I know he's been busy a lot lately.
Yeah. No, he did get back with me. We're going to be doing it around 5, so it, I'm basically going to be doing back-to-back shows, like literally.
All right, Nick.
What? All right, what?
No, she's calling me Nick.
Oh.
That's the same shit that you did.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, wait, what?
All right, y'all.
So-
Let's get off here, and I will be hopefully tuning in to the 13th Dimension
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm hoping. I don't know if I'm going to be able to because, like I said, tomorrow night.
No excuses, Nick.
I said
No excuses.
I said tomorrow night's my brother's 30th birthday. We're going out to celebrate with them.
Let's see you do some more shots.
We are supposed to go to a bar. I can tell you that right now.
So we're probably going to be seeing some live videos from that.
And you know what? As soon as when I get off after this, because I'm getting messages from Tom, Robert, Kate, and Don. They were asking me, where the hell am I? Why aren't I playing Minecraft with them? So I could probably tell you right now that Tom is going to be hugely wasted.
It's going to be, I am drunk.
You know what? Or he's going to be talking like Sylvester Stallone. You know, what are you going to do? Because that's what you got to do.
All right, folks, we're getting off here tonight. So thank you so much for playing along with us. It's been great.
Great chat.
And I guess we'll see you all next week.
Yep. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.